Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team, making the watch list video for tomorrow, Wednesday, August 23rd. As you can see, the SPX here, we had a nice green day here today. The watch list for tomorrow might have potentially quite a few plays on it, so we'll take a look here. You'll see 43 showed up on the results, so we'll go through them, each one of them. Might be a little bit longer of a video here today, so hopefully it'll be informative. And as you can see in my latest videos, I'm marking out areas of support and resistance as we go. Again, there's no guarantee what a stock's going to do when the market opens. That's why you have a nightly watch list. Excuse me, then we have a trade ideas pre-market watch list that we watch in the morning, as well as a live scanning setup. We use trade ideas. If you can afford trade ideas, we highly recommend it. We do have a 15% community discount if you click the link below. If you can't afford trade ideas, then at least set up the free scanners within ThinkorSwim. But it's super important to have a live market scanner because you just never know what's going to happen when the market opens. And so many times you'll put stocks on your watch list and you don't even trade them. Something else ends up popping up. So that's why having a live market scanner is really important. So let's get to the watch list here. We're going to start with RTNB. Again, we're looking for stocks that held their highs for today. Or something that might potentially even move down. Like I do add stocks on. I'm a huge fan of shorting, so I like to watch stocks that have volatility. Again, you might not be able to short in the broker that you use. I use Interactive Brokers, which has good shorting availability, so I tend to watch stocks both ways. So as you can see here, wow, RTNB had a pretty crazy day today. It ended at it's down here at 150 in the aftermarket. So this is one that was just completely crazy and all over the place here today. Got smacked around at the 13 EMA, kind of came back down, especially after hours. So I'm not going to put that on the watch list. We'll take a look at EBR. EBR, that's definitely going to go on the watch list. This held its highs, had volume. So you want to see if the stock's going to break above 678. To go long, then you're going to see, anywhere usually in the whole dollar amounts is usually resistance. As you can see right in this $7 range, there's a bunch of resistance. So see what happens if it breaks above 677. As of right now, you'll see support really right over here around 577. So see if it's going to go up above 677 or if it's going to break down and look in this area here of support around 577. So this might be a nice one to watch, potentially volatile stock. Obviously it's not to borrow with ThinkorSwim, so you can't short it, but it's an interesting one to watch. If you can get shares to short, I believe you can short it with Interactive Brokers. Kirk, K-I-R-K. Yes, you want to see here if it can break 1128 marker, then you're going to see some resistance right there at the 200 SMA around 1190. You'll see some support pretty much down here right at the 1045 mark. It's no coincidence that a lot of the times you're going to see right around whole and half dollar amounts the areas of support and resistance. That's no coincidence. So I will put Kirk on the watch list. Again, look at those areas. It's all about mapping support and resistance and marking these out in your charts so you can see what happens. So when you do go to trade things, tomorrow when I go to look at these, if something's running or moving, I'm already kind of set ahead of time looking at areas of support and resistance so I can kind of gauge my trading technique based, if I'm going short or long based upon support and resistance. It's all about marking out support and resistance. BITCF, Bitcoin. This one had an update here today. So we'll see if it can go and break above 170 or $1.72. Some resistance in the $2 range. So see if it breaks above there or if it falls back down really in this, to the 13 EMA area. So 126 or if it breaks 171. And obviously you can see here, there's a high around the 315. So just keep an eye on that one, BITCF. Bitcoin seems to be pretty popular lately. CLRB. Don't love it, but I mean, you can see right here, no coincidence, right at that 200 SMA, smack right down here. So you want to see if it's going to break above that 179 marker. And, you know, you have some resistance in the $2 area as well. So I'm not going to really put that one on. Just, you know, there's going to be probably quite a bunch of plays here. But it's one, you know, keep an eye on if you want to, you know, basically see if it breaks $1.80, and then if it can break above, you know, $2 range, and see if it goes up from there. But there'll be probably a bunch to add on the watch list, so I'm not going to put it on. ZN, I mean, it's one to watch. I'm just not a big fan of these ones. This is one of those 5-cent movers up and down. I just don't like those stocks. I'm not saying don't trade them. I'm just not a fan of them. I like proper risk management, and I ideally like tight bid-ask spreads. So I'm not a big fan of the 5 and 10-cent mover or the 5-cent movers. So I'm not going to put it on my watch list just for me personally. AMMJ, weed stock. So yep, this one's been running. You'll see resistance right at this $1.15 marker. So right there. Yeah, I mean it's potentially running. If it breaks above $1.15, it could end up running. Obviously, you know, support really right in this, right around that dollar range, $1.05 range. So see if it breaks above or goes down to support and around the dollar range. So looks like marijuana's running. AMMJ. Let's see here. DSW. That's over 15 bucks. Not going to put it on. RDNT. I don't trade really anything over 15. RDNT. That one held its high, so let's clear the drawings. So we will go up here, see if it can break the high of the day today, which is pretty much also the yearly high. So you're going to see if it's going to want to break 205, or if it's going to want to come right down here to support, you know, right below here. You can say right around 8. We can zoom in here. Right at this, I'll just put it below this candlestick, right around 888. So either it's going to continue up or it's going to fall back down. So RDNT will go on the watch list. Let's see here. RT. Don't really love that one. BBX. Trading sideways, don't like it. LOV. Yeah, crazy candlestick here. Not a big fan of that one. NAK. This is a real painfully slow mover. High float. Don't like it. AIRI. Don't like it. Kind of choppy. FANG. FENG. This one's been pretty crazy lately. Let's see here. So, high of the year, 481. Some support pretty much right around $4 range here. So is it going to go up to 481? You want to see if it breaks. High of the day here was 464. So basically you want to kind of see right here in this range. It's between this 4 and 480 range. Did hold its highs, does have some volume, so I will put FANG on the watch list. Watt, W-A-T-T. Well, held its highs, had some volume, some resistance at 1158 range. But, you know, you want to see if it's going to continuously go up here. You'll see if it breaks kind of this high of 1009. So see if it could break above. Ideally, you want to see if it's going to break above that. Let's see here. Kind of above this candlestick is 1031. And kind of see right up in this area, 1154. But be aware of those areas of resistance. Support's down here at 891. So, WACT, we can put that one on the watch list. ADMP. So you want to see if it can break above this 540 range. And, you know, some resistance right around that $6-ish range. I'm not a big fan of this one. Well, although it did hold its highs, had some volume, so I'll put ADMP on there as well. HMNY. So let's see here. 347 was the high for today. Some resistance up here around 389, right before 4. I don't know if I love it. Not a ton of, I mean, it's a little under $1 million in volume. I'm not going to put it on the watch list. WMIH, nope. CIG. Well, you want to see if it's going to break high of the day here, which is really at that 200 SMA. But then it's got to clear this resistance up here as well. It's one to keep an eye on. Don't necessarily love it. I don't want to just jumble the whole entire watch list, so I'm not going to put it on. ZIOP. Again, let some overhead resistance. It's got to clear these areas, these EMAs, SMAs here. It's right at the 13 EMA now. So, I mean, again, you could put this on the watch list, but it's got to clear the overhead resistance, so I'm not going to put it on. ONVO. Another one. 13 EMA at 205. Then you have the 240-ish range. On other days, I might put something on here, but I don't want to, you know, again, where there's potentially a lot of plays, I don't want to put a lot of plays on there that have quite a bit overhead daily resistance. Snap. You have some overhead resistance right at 1531. See if it can clear above that. I'm not going to put it on the watch list, but you could. It has some volume. It's one to watch. I'm just personally not interested in trading it. FRAN. Could still potentially go up. Again, you have the resistance there, 820, 978. So again, I kind of like to have something that's got a clear breakout or a breakdown. So I'm not really a fan of that one either. ASNA. You want to see if it could break above these EMAs here. The 50 get above the 217. Don't like it. TGB. Again, on other days I might put it on the watch list, but you know, if we can get some ones that are targeted and look a little better, I don't want to jumble the watch list. So here's a perfect example. Here's one right here at 180. It's at yearly highs. You'll see some support right around there, right at the pretty much the 13 EMA of 162. So this is, you know, clearly kind of defined where it's either going to break above the yearly highs or it's going to break down. So it's kind of a clear path. At least the EMAs are below it if you're going to go along. But it's one, you know, if it goes up, it could potentially pull back and be a short one. If it goes up, it comes down. If your broker allows for shorting. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. So TGB I'll put on the watch list. NM. Let me see here. I'm going to get a sip of water for a second. Not a fan of that one. RSYS. And some overhead resistance, kind of in a downtrend. You want to see a break above here. Not saying it won't, but that's why I have scanners. You know, I have something mapped out. I take a look here, see if it breaks above. The scanner will let me know, you know, if some of these I miss. These these drawings are saved within ThinkorSwim, so if it pops up on a scan, I can kind of see them on what's actually happening. So obviously you want to see it break above the 13 EMA first, then go up to see if it goes up into the gap and fills the gap whenever that happens. But that's kind of the areas to look at. But as you can see, overhead resistance as well. Not saying it won't go up, and it's not a good thing to try to trade to make at some point, but you want to see it clear the 13 first and then see if it goes up into the gap. TLGT, not a lot of volume. Overhead resistance at the 13 EMA, don't like it. AROC. AROC, not a ton of volume. Overhead resistance at the 950 right here at the 50 SMA as well. I'm not going to put it on the watch list. P. So let's take a look at this one here a little further. So this is right at the 50 SMA. Want to see if it breaks above that 860 marker. Let me see. Let me clear that. You'll see the 50 SMA right there. Kind of want to see it basically break this 878 marker. See if it can break out of that and potentially go up a little bit higher. So we can put P, I believe that's Pandora, on the watch list. CRC. Let's see here. Yeah, it's got some overhead resistance. Again, it could break above. I don't know. I don't love it. I'm not going to put it on the watch list. FMSA. Not a huge fan of that one. FINL. Potentially, let me see here. So there's some of them that might be in a downtrend that I might play for a reversal because it might have a good chance, you know, to have some room to go up. Like this one right here, it's at 1050 now. You know, if it chances to go up, it might have a chance to go up $1 before it hits resistance. So, you know, it might be one that you could potentially play. Plus, you can see defined support right here at 980. Let me try and see if I can get to that. So, oh, why is that not working? Mouse is sensitive. Come on. Oh, anyways, basically like that. So at least you can see support is at, what the heck? Support is at 980. If it goes and breaks this candlestick, you know, up to 1146, you know, there's a chance for a potential dollar move, you know. So not saying it will go up, but if it goes and breaks, you know, this candlestick here, it might have a chance before it hits some resistance to make a potential play. So FINL we could put on the watch list, even though I probably won't trade it. But MBRX, not a lot of volume. Let me see here. You want to see price clear the 13 EMA at 253. So, I mean, it's one to potentially watch, then see some resistance up in that $3 range. And then you have some support down here. You know, see if it breaks down, you know, definitely in this $2 range. So it's one to potentially watch. Not a lot of volume. I'm not going to put it on. SHLD. Let's take a look at this one here further. Some overhead resistance right at that 940 marker. But you want to see it clear. It's 947 range. See if it can go up further from there. Don't love it. CBI. So this one definitely held its highs. But let me see here. Some overhead resistance right at that 1210 range. Could be potentially reversing going up. 1056, 1210. You know, that's a potential. It's potential for that to move. Held its highs, had some volume. Some support here at 955 range. Man, this thing is super sensitive. So, yeah, we could put CBI. AEO. Don't love it. FIT. Want to see price get above the moving averages. It seems like a lot of these are below the moving average lines. This is something I like to watch. For something like this, you know, IMMU. It's hovering around yearly highs at 967. You have some support really right at that $9, 905 range. So see if it goes and breaks above 967 or heads down to 905. I like these types of plays to watch. Plus there's 4 green days. Might have a pullback. So that's one I'm watching again for it to either go and break yearly highs or for a potential short. So I will put IMMU on the watch list. ATW. Yeah, it's another one. You want to see if it's going to break above the overhead resistance, 650, 13 EMA there. I'm not going to put it on the watch list, but AVEO. So take a look at here. So 360 was a high today, which is also the yearly high. You'll see some support around 323 or $3. So you can kind of map out these areas of kind of support. So you want to see if it's going to go and break above 360 or fall back down. So these are the kind of ones I like to see with not a lot of overhead resistance, or ones that are about to hit resistance that are overextended for a potential short. Or again, ones over at yearly highs with no overhead resistance that have been running for a few days for potential short as well. So AVEO we can put on the watch list. HTZ, that's a little too much that I don't trade ones over 15. TGTX, let's see here. So look at 1150 was the high of today. It's above the 50. Some potential resistance in the $12 range. So, this one might potentially go up. It's one to keep an eye on. Just keep an eye of the resistance at $12. See if it breaks 1150. Watch for $12. See if it breaks above it or if it falls back down. But again, not a lot of volume, so I'm not going to really put that one on the watch list. MTBC, that's another one. I don't really love it. So I try to make this a little bit more of a targeted watch list, not trying to put too many on it. Again, it's all a matter of your trading preference and style. I watched just a couple, like pretty much on the ones I just threw on here right now. I'll take a peek at them in the morning. I like to look at ones just like have something like, again, I'm personally more short bias. I like reversals or ones that are running. I'll look at this watch list pre-market, see what's happening with it, see if any of them have any news or volume. Then I'll add to my personal watch list my targeted one, and then I look at trade ideas as well. See what's running on trade ideas in the pre-market. See if there's anything on my watch list that I just made here at night, and then kind of coincide it together. And then when the market opens, I just watch what stocks are running as well. Some of these ones I may have marked out, may be running, or ones that maybe I've marked out in the past or not even marked might be running. So that's why having a scanner is so important. Again, if you have not liked our fan page yet, go over to Facebook, type in Bullish Bears. You'll see our fan page here. Make sure that you like our fan page as well as follow it because we do post our morning watch list for trade ideas on our fan page. So it's important to like and follow it. You'll see it right over here. We also post Benzinga's news as well. We have partnerships, community partnerships with both Trade Ideas and Benzinga. Trade Ideas is our scanner of choice. We give the community a 15% discount, or Trade Ideas, because we're their partner, gives the community a 15% discount. So that's the code BullishBears15 in all caps. Here's our referral link. The links and referrals information will be below in this video as well. And Benzinga is our news site of choice. It's got live streaming news, also as well as a thing called Squawk, where you basically hear them reading the news as well, so you can hear audibly as well as popping up across the screen. So we show you kind of screenshots of what it looks like, and this kind of streams all day long with news that's happening in the market. And we get you a 25% discount for Benzinga, Bullish Bears 25 in lowercase letters. So again, the information is below, but make sure you subscribe or follow and like our fan page. If you haven't headed over to our website yet, go over to bullishbears.com. Make sure that you subscribe to our nightly watch list over here, where we also send the Trade Ideas options list at night as well. So if this video that we're making right now, we send the watch list by email, so make sure you subscribe here. And if you haven't joined our trade room yet, we have a great trade room right here. We have close to 500 members now in our trade room, and it's for free. So, obviously the trade rooms, cost $100 plus per month with other companies, and we're providing ours for free. So make sure you take advantage of the value that we offer, as well as our trading courses. We have courses, a couple $1,000s worth of free trading courses over here that you pay elsewhere, and we provide it for free to our community members. And we do all this because we're trying to be different than all the other trading companies that are out there. We are a contribution-based or a donation-based community. So ideally, we want to provide all this content and more for our community members. But in order for us to be able to grow as a community, we need to survive off the monthly contributions of our community members. So again, we provide content that would, charge you, anywhere from $100 to $200 a month elsewhere with other trading companies, as well as the courses that save you a couple $1,000s. And in return, we're just asking for each community member just to kind of just donate just a little bit, whatever they can afford. If you can only afford $10 a month, we have, monthly options for as low as $10, $25 a month if you'd like to contribute. Again, this is about Tim, Dan, and myself being able to bring more freed up so we can do this, the three of us, full time and have a full scale trading company to be able to really give back to people and help them learn the stock market. But in order for us to stay contribution based and not charge monthly fees, we do rely on the monthly contributions of each community member. So if you'd like to contribute, you can contribute monthly here or do a one-time donation down here. We have some great merchandise too. If you like our merch, our logo and our Hope is Real logo, you can purchase merchandise over here. We have, as you can see down here, you'll see our Hope is Real. We have it in hats. We have it in like sweatshirts. We have, ladies apparel, men's apparel, kids apparel, hats, zip up, hoodies, mugs. We have everything. So we have a whole full scale merchandise line. If you wanted to represent us and you like what we're about, we have everything you could possibly want over here on our merchandise store. And kind of last but not least, head over to YouTube. Obviously, you're probably watching this on YouTube right now, so make sure that you go and you, number one, subscribe to our channel here, which is just absolutely exploding. We're growing by like at this point, as of today, over 900 new subscribers every 28 days, which is absolutely insane. So make sure you subscribe, watch all of the content that we offer. You can see we have a ton of free content that we're offering. Again, like our videos, share them, and feel free to comment with any questions that you have. Again, we're all about giving back to our community, but we can't do it without, number one, just the support on a daily basis from each of you, as well as monthly contributions to help us to continue to keep growing. So hopefully this video helped you, and happy trading tomorrow. Enjoy.